Okay, so part 2, let's carry on. So 14th of March, I was up at 8:30 a.m, getting used to the jet lag, or maybe the margaritas helped me sleep till the morning. And we walked to Pete's for a coffee, but when I went to get the stirrer for my coffee, like a dead fly was on it, and it sort of flipped off and landed in my coffee. Now, I'm not very good at taking things back, that sort of thing. I'm not very good in restaurants if things are not right, but Candy was good, and she took my coffee back up and asked for a new one, but the boy who was making the coffee seemed reluctant to give me a new one. But it was like we hadn't left the shop and the dead fly was on their stirrer, so he did give me one. We didn't make a fuss or anything, but it was just like, I haven't even left the shop. And you should be very, very clean at the moment. There is a coronavirus going around, not dead flies on stirrers. We had our breakfast at the hotel as it was free. I just had toast and butter and a yoghurt because there wasn't really much choice. Then we drove the car to the 17-mile drive. It's a pretty drive with 17 scenic spots along the way. So it took like most of the day to do it, and it was ever so pretty. And it was really, really dead. There was a few cars about, but there was not really anybody at the scenic spot. So it's quite good because we could get out, take a picture. We had some snacks as well along the way, and I'm sorry, I'm in a lot, but you'll just have to forgive me. When we finished our drive, we went to Cannery Row, and there was a Bubba Gump's there, so we stopped for dinner. We shared a shrimp mac and cheese and a po' boy. We also had a strawberry sangria. Afterwards, we went for a walk, and Candy treated me to a caramel apple because I've never had one before. On the way back from there, back to the hotel, we also stopped at a little lighthouse because there was this pretty little lighthouse that I took a picture of. Right, 15th, Sunday. Zoe messaged me as she was worried about my flight as things had started to heat up with the virus. Candy woke up at 8 and had been up... I had been up since 5 a.m, but I was just messaging Jared and, catching up with friends because obviously it was their daytime. She went to get a coffee from Pete's. I didn't bother with that one. And don't talk to Candy before she's had a coffee. She needs the coffee. I remember that feeling. I used to have that. I used to not be able to be awake or anything before I'd have a coffee or a tea. But since I'm now been decaf for years, it doesn't affect me like that. So I had a shower and I met her in the breakfast room. I had toast and yoghurt again and a decaf coffee. We paid the hotel bill and drove to Henry Conwell Redwoods. We did a lovely little walk and I took some pictures because on my bucket list was to see redwood trees, so I can tick that one off. And there was also a lovely campsite there that I think they take kids when they go on camp, summer camp or something like that. It's lush. I mean, it was completely empty obviously, but it was nice to sort of wander around and see the nice camp. We drove to Santa Cruz. We knew it was going to be all closed up because we checked out the information before we set off. We were going to do that when we were coming on Friday, but we knew that nothing was open, and the idea was we were going to have lunch there and have some of the junk food off of the pier, but we knew it would be shut. But we thought we'd go and have a look, and I took a fantastic picture that you'd normally never be able to get, the Santa Cruz, welcome to Santa Cruz sort of pier sign, and I stood under it, and it was fantastic because obviously there was no people, so I got a full-on clear shot. Then we went, we walked along the beach, and Candy found me a sand dollar. Oh, and I've got this here. Let's hope it doesn't drop sand. It seems to be melting sand everywhere. Hold on, I'll put my finger over the little hole. But yeah, look at that. Cool sand dollar. So Candy found me that one, so I've brought that back with me. But yeah, sand keeps dropping out of its bum, so I have to go like that, otherwise it drops everywhere. And then we walked along the pier, and there was like a little cafe open on there, and I tried clam chowder in a bread bowl, and I'd never tried that before, and that was really nice as well, and warmed us up because it was pretty cold and windy. Bought some chocolate covered bacon as well for the boys to try. We haven't tried that yet, it's in the fridge. Might do that tonight actually, try the chocolate covered bacon. Okay. Then we move on to the... oh no, it carries on there, sorry. So on the way back, Candy and I had a heart-to-heart in the car. We stopped at Starbucks to get us home, so we had a coffee. When we got back, Lily had been... oh, it's so funny. Lily had been told... that she could change her trousers as soon as Mum got home, and bless her, she took it full on literally. As soon as we stepped through the door, she dropped her trousers. We were laughing so much, bless her. She full on took it literally. She mooned me. Bruce had made us lentil soup and homemade bread for dinner with salad in the slow cooker. After dinner, everyone went to bed, but Candy, Nat and I stayed up and we watched Shazam, or half of Shazam. Candy opened a massive bag of pirate booty, sort of like for English people, a bit like cheesy Wotsits. And we shared those. I also had a cup of tea and a big chocolate chip cookie. I went to bed about 9:30. Okay, on the 16th, got up at 6 a.m. Zoe texted me to say Kenan was ill. Dun dun dun. Later, when they had been to the doctors, we video chatted, and it was only allergies. Phew. I did some packing. We went in the car to Auntie Tina's so that I could say my goodbyes. Auntie Tina gave me 2 Taco Bell box meals to take home with me, and we've had one already, and it was so super yummy. It's just so different than our tacos. Tasty. Lunch we had In-N-Out burger, and we ate it in the car so that we could social distance. I had a cheeseburger, fries and a vanilla shake. When we got back to Candy's, I packed some more, and we chilled out in the living room on our phones, all on our phones, good old phones. I checked in for my flight. Dinner, Bruce made broccoli and mushroom stir fry with tofu in, and I had never tried tofu before, and it was alright. We sell it at the Chinese, but I've never thought of trying it before. When Lily had gone to bed, we watched the rest of Shazam and finished the pirate booty. We went to bed about 9:30. Okay, 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Got up at 6 a.m. and had a cup of tea. And Lily got ready for school. I waited to say goodbye to her, and an hour went by and her school bus still hadn't turned up. So I took my shower as time was knocking on. And when I came out, still no bus. So Candy called the bus driver, and he said the school had been closed, but nobody had let her know. No one phoned or emailed, which is like really wrong. Lily was so upset. She was devastated because she has to have a routine. So she was devastated by it. I finished packing and Candy drove me to the airport. We took Lily with us, although I don't think she was that keen on going, bless her. Candy dropped me off, but when I got inside, my flight had been cancelled. I was like panicking, so I called Candy to come back quick, and then I went and found somebody to talk to, and luckily they rebooked me on another flight, but it was going via Kansas City, Missouri. So I called Candy back to say I was okay and that she could escape. Security was quick and my flight was on time. What should have taken 3 hours though took 7 hours to get to Austin. When I got to Austin, Zoe was waiting there for me in the car, and Ken and Zoe picked me up and we went to Five Guys for dinner. They had, like, their shops, like their takeaways had been like shut then, but you could sort of like still just call it through and pick it up. So we just quickly like called it through, picked it up. I had a shower before I ate anything and before I hugged anybody, and changed all my clothes and everything. And then I just did TV and food, and Zoe had got me a sock calendar at Christmas time, because we had bought each other our Christmas stuff. Well, hers was already there, it's a house, duh. But I had bought her Christmas stuff, so she got me this really cool Nightmare Before Christmas sock calendar. So I opened one of those and got my first pair of socks out, then I went to bed. So 18th, woke up at 8 a.m. Breakfast, I did a muffin that was like a gluten-free type muffin, and banana and tea. Zoe and I chatted to 10 a.m. I got dressed and we went and got a Starbucks in the drive-thru, and then picked up 2 bottles of antihistamines for Loki at CVS. Priorities, because we knew that, you know, we'd only have a couple of days before it started like shutting down in Austin, so we needed to get our bums in gear if we needed to get anything and then stay inside. So got his antihistamines. Then we went to Tuesday morning, where Zoe and I had fun picking out Project Life card sets. We wanted sorry, I can't read my own writing. Project Life card sets, and wanted, the ones we wanted, and which sticker books we wanted, because I get these sticker books. Let me just show you one so you know what I mean. So like these, sticker books, and I they're so much cheaper there. I mean here, could pay anything from £18 to £25, and there I can buy them for like $4.99. So $4.99. So I stock up, and bless, Zoe had bought me tons of them as well. I was a bit worried about the luggage allowance. And then we popped into Michael's quick, and I bought one more sticker book because I couldn't find it in Tuesday morning. So I just got this one, which is the household one that has like, because as you can see I do pictures in my planner, has things like householdy stuff like washing machines and washing up and that sort of thing, and hoovering and whatnot. So got that one. Zoe and I went back to Zoe's house for lunch. We had apples, grape, chicken, cheese and crisps, and I took a nap. So did Zoe. When we woke up, I looked at my phone and my flight had been cancelled, my main one home with British Airways. So I got a cuppa and phoned British Airways, and they rebooked, after many hours, they rebooked my flight, but via Dallas. I FaceTimed with Jared to tell him the news. Dinner, we had cauliflower pizza and salad. After dinner, Zoe and I went to my room and we exchanged our Christmas gifts to each other and chatted to 11 p.m. So that was a fun evening. Right, yet again, I'll show you the pictures afterwards. So, the 19th, I woke up at 7:30 a.m. Breakfast, we had sort of leftovers, and then Zoe threw them into like an omelette, so it's like a leftover omelette. Zoe and I went to H-E-B, which is the massive supermarket, to pick up some shopping, because we thought we'd be, soon won't be allowed out, so quick get a bit of shopping in the house. Bought a few treats and supplies for home. Yep, I did buy 2 bags of pasta. I didn't have a lot of room in my suitcase, and I didn't have very big luggage allowance, like weight, so I obviously haven't gone mad, and we're not panic buying, are we? We're being good. So I thought 2 bags of pasta, because Jared said there's no pasta here, so I thought there's pasta here, so I got 2. We dropped the shopping at home, and then we took Kenan, because he had to pick up his new company car from work. It was very big and shiny. On the way back, Zoe phoned Cheesecake Factory and ordered us some lunch and some cheesecakes for Kenan to pick up in his new car. I ordered the lasagna verde and I ordered 3 cheesecakes. No, I'm not greedy. I am greedy, but I was going to have it over the next couple of days. So I ordered the very cherry chocolate cheesecake, the Cinnabon cinnamon swirl cheesecake, and the white chocolate macadamia nut cheesecake. Zoe and I went for a nap separately. Zoe went for a nap. I packed my shopping into my suitcase, because I was Jenga-ing it in or Tetris-ing it in, trying to make it fit. Then I had a little nap. Then when I got up, I had a cup of tea, looked up my phone, and my flight had been cancelled again. It's like, oh. So I phoned British Airways and they rebooked again. This time, they were changing it to American Airlines. That's what they needed to do, and the times were different. So when Zoe got up, we played cards. So we buy these sets of Project Life cards. So if you don't know what a Project Life card is, this is a Project Life card. So they come in all forms of designs and writing and lots of... I've organised there, that's why there's a load of pen ones, but they have like things like that on. And you can buy packs of them, and then we play a little game of sharing them out between us, because there's usually like, well, there could be 8 of each, 4 of each, 2 of each, so we share the packs. So we buy a couple of packs each and then share. And then there's some where there's only 1 of each, and then we play squabbling over the cards. Not really, we get on. Then we popped out really quickly to the shops because Kenan's parents, they needed some bits of food, and they wondered if we had a jigsaw puzzle. So we just popped out quickly and got them their bits of food and a jigsaw puzzle from Dollar Tree, and then left it on the doorstep and called them to say, your stuff's outside. I also, when I were in Dollar Tree, picked up some sweets for Loki and Morgan. Dinner was cheese on toast because we'd had such a big lunch, and I tried my hot chocolate cheesecake, which was really nice, and we watched the Masked Singer. Okay, the 20th, woke up at 8:30 a.m, caught up with Mum, Jared, Rachel and Shell, and Anita and Tristan on Facebook and WhatsApp. I FaceTimed with Jared for a bit. Breakfast I had a smoothie. Zoe has these special smoothies that are really good for you. They're really good actually. They've got all these different packets, but they don't sell them in the UK. You just add a banana and water. I chatted to Zoe and we had a chilled out morning and just like stayed in that morning. But 12 o'clock we went to Natural Grocers because Zoe, because she's got a lot of ailments. She needs certain things from certain shops. So like we stayed in the morning but then got her bits from Natural Grocers. Also, I bought Rachel some vitamin D with K tablets because she needs them. The NHS provides such a stupid low dose. If you buy them on Amazon, they're really expensive. And over there, they're really well priced and you can get doses of 5,000. Now, the ones that she's been given here are like something like 500 and she needs at least 2,000. So it's ridiculous. So picked her up her tablets. As a bit more shopping, went back to Zoe's. Zoe and I played with another batch of Project Life cards. We watched the new Addams Family cartoon and Zombieland 2. Dinner, cauliflower pizza and salad. And I tried my cherry chocolate cheesecake. Love this. Zoe and I chatted and we went to bed around 11. Little update here on the Plague 2020 update. Loki's school's got closed on, well, he stopped school on the 18th because Jared took him out because it was getting a little silly, and then they closed the school on the 20th anyway because like they'd already closed the schools over in America and like England was not catching up. And then California went into shelter in place on the 18th. So I just sort of got out of there in time for that. Austin didn't go to shelter in place to the 24th, so, you know, later than this. I don't know when we went to... I think we went in shelter in place on maybe the 23rd, possibly. 22nd, I don't know. But yeah, we went a little bit earlier than Texas. All the states went in shelter in place different times, and then obviously some of them went into full-on lockdown. I mean, now like Florida, New York and California are in proper lockdown. We are not in lockdown, people. We can still go outside. I mean, we're limited, but we can go outside. Lockdown is where it's like Christmas Day, but no presents. You can't go out, well, you don't go out at all, and the only thing available is emergency services. Okay, so 21st, I woke up at 8 a.m. I messaged my friends and family. Kelly messaged to say Chopsticks would be closing at the end of the month. So that was my job, closing. Breakfast, I had toast. Worked out my money and bills to the end of May, because I thought, well, I've got no money coming in, so better work them out. Called Jay to let him know the news on that one. Zoe, bless her, gave me some more food and supplies to pack, just in case. We played with the third box of cards, and I opened my sock calendar. Lunch, we had pork and beans. Chatted to Zoe for a bit, and then we went and had a nap. I texted Jared and looked on Facebook. I looked at my new flight. The plane is full and I have crap seats. The nice seats were $79, but obviously now no job, gotta save all the money I can, so couldn't book the nice seats. I broke into my white chocolate and raspberry because I felt like I needed chocolate after that. No free refund yet from British Airways. Oh, I've got to check that. Got to see if they've given me a refund. Yeah, because when they obviously cancelled my other flights, I had pre-booked seats that I'd paid for. So they said they'd refund me on that, but I need to check on that. When I got a tea, worked in my HHH notes. Dinner, a chicken salad sandwich, and tried my Cinnabon cheesecake for pudding. We watched Mamma Mia 2 and chatted for a while, then went to bed. 22nd, Mother's Day in the UK. I woke up at 9 a.m, got myself a tea and opened my card from Loki that he'd put in my suitcase. I opened 2 of my sock calendar doors, you know, special day. I also came on. Rachel had messaged to say that she was having problems getting supplies to her dad. So I messaged on the group message that I have with Jared and Tristan and Anita to see if anyone could help. And Anita and Jared said that they would help as well to get food and stuff to Rachel's dad. I did a buddy colour with Zoe. We have been saying for years that we were going to do one, and we actually did one. For lunch we had steak and fries and courgette. We watched Ink Masters. Zoe took a nap and I texted with Jared and Rachel. Then I watched a bit of Kate McCabe on YouTube. Dinner, we had hot dogs and watched Ready Player One. I had some more of my cheesecake, but I think it gone a bit over then. In the night I woke up at about 3:30 with a bad belly. I think a cheesecake did it. I didn't sleep again till after 5 o'clock a.m. that was. Right. Okay, I don't know, that there might be a part 3 at this rate because the time's knocking on. Let's see how far we get. Okay, 23rd, I woke up at 9 a.m. Guess what? My flight had been cancelled. This time, the Austin to Dallas one. So later, American Airways sent me an email to say that they had rebooked me again. Kenan, bless him, was going to drive me to Dallas if they hadn't got me another flight, but luckily they did. I did some colouring and Zoe watched TV. Rachel texted to say her illness was just a cold. Phew. Lunch, pancakes and eggs. I finished my colouring while Zoe took a nap. Boris announced, oh there we go, 23rd it was. Boris announced shelter in place, about time for England. I chatted to everyone on Messenger for about 3 hours. Zoe had drama with her doctors and getting her prescription, so that was riling her up. I did my notes for my HHH, opened my calendar, had a cuppa, and we watched Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. Dinner was mac and cheese and pudding. I had some of the leftover pancakes and the cat sat with me. Right, Tuesday. Woke up at 9-ish, had a smoothie and a cup of tea for breakfast, chatted to Zoe and played with our last box of cards. We opened the rest of our calendars so that I could pack mine. Lunch we had sloppy joes and a ginger ale. I checked in online for my first flight and found good seats, but on my second flight there was still nothing. Zoe and I watched a bit of YouTube, then we sat in the garden and had a cup of tea because it was a lovely sunny day, and we saw a little lizard. I packed the last bits. Dinner was chicken, courgette, mushrooms and fries. I downloaded lots of US stuff from Netflix so that I could watch it on the plane. We watched Gemini Man. I noticed an email had come in while I was watching Gemini Man, and so it said that I hadn't checked in, which was weird because I had. So I went online and I had checked in, and I thought I'd have another look at the seats, and lo and behold, 4 had become available and one was an aisle seat, so I booked it. Yay! Have an aisle seat! Woohoo! So 25th, woke up at 7:30. Looked at my emails to check they hadn't cancelled anything. I FaceTime with Jared. Got up at 8:30. Had a cup of tea and chatted to Zoe. Showered and packed, and I weighed my suitcase. It was 55 kg. Oops. It's only meant to be 50. So I left my toiletries and I moved some of my stuff into my carry-on and prayed that they did not weigh my carry-on, because my carry-on weighed 24 and it's only meant to be 10. Oops. It's all those Project Life cards and sticker books, I'm afraid. Time was getting on, so I had my smoothie, which I was meant to drink for breakfast, and I had some leftover mac and cheese. Zoe and Kenan dropped me off at the airport. A nice lady helped me with my suitcase. Unfortunately, she was not social distancing, but she was so friendly. They're so friendly in Texas. And then, yeah, so the man at the desk said my case would go all the way through to London Heathrow, so that was good. Didn't have to pick that up at Dallas. My flight to Dallas was quick and I had a whole row of seats to myself because it was quite empty. Landed at Terminal A and I had to get to Terminal D, so I had to use the SkyTrain, and we all know how good I am with little trains. Not very, but I did it because it was pretty quiet and there was no one on there, so, you know, I managed to do the little train. I FaceTimed with Jared at the airport, and I did some notes in my HHH. Then the plane was, when I got on the main plane to home, it was very, very full. I sat next to a really nice Swedish lady, and there was a horrible lady in front of me. Well, not first of all. A little old lady was sat in front of me first of all. And then this other lady came along and she was like, you're in my seat, get out. And I think this is going to cut me off. So there might have to be a part 3. So I won't start that story yet. And look out for the part 3. Okay, bye for now.